I'm super excited to be talking to Meredith Adamo today about her book, Not Like Other Girls, which is about Jo, who has become an outcast after her nude photos were leaked to the entire school. So when her best friend, or rather ex-best friend, Maddie, comes looking for her help, Jo assumes it's a joke until Maddie goes missing. So Meredith, when you and I have talked about this book, you mentioned how the central question you were trying to answer kind of evolved as you went along. And I'd love for you to speak more about that and what that journey looked like and, where you started here.
The main question I started with was what happened to Maddie? So that's the ex-best friend character who goes missing. And I know that I just was such a huge mystery reader. When I was a teenager, like that was where I really gravitated. I was always going for the latest mystery release and staying up until 1 a.m. because I just needed to know what happened. So I wanted to have that sort of investigative beat to it. And figuring out what happened to Maddie and that central mystery was something that was really important to me. I wanted readers to be really engaged. I wanted them to just keep turning the page and need to know what happens.
One of the things that really resonated with me in this book, especially, was the friendship breakup between Maddie and Jo and what happened between them. And I know that was kind of the next layer you were looking at. So I'd love to hear more about how you investigated their friendship breakup too.
I think that when the question of what happened to Maddie evolved, it evolved into what happened to Maddie and Jo, where their friendship breakup and sort of the circumstances of what made them not be friends anymore becomes its own mystery. And I think that the idea of a friendship breakup was something that I wanted to explore because I went through that when I was a teenager. So investigating what happened between the two of them to me looked like something where you could see the trajectory of their lives went so differently, where Maddie is well-liked, she's smart, she's just this kind of like average high school girl, and Jo was this really effortless, cool girl who is now an outcast. So you can see that their paths really just diverged.
And that's like such a complex part of the book. And what the most complex area to me was Jo and the emotional journey that she goes on. And obviously the title is Not Like Other Girls, and that is so Jo, but it takes on such a different meaning as you go along. And, I'd love to hear more about how you came to Jo's emotional journey too.
Jo's journey and seeing how she built up such a defense mechanism and how this investigation into Maddie is forcing her to look into herself as well and kind of investigate her own past so she can come out on the other side and realize I was totally mistreated and I deserve so much better. I think that ended up being the sort of core mystery in and of itself, where she was searching for something that she didn't know she was looking for in some ways.
Thank you so much, Meredith.